For missing CPS teacher Linda Brown hasn't been seen for 6 days.
Leslie Moreno has been closely following this story, and Leslie is live by the lakefront where search efforts are intensifying. Leslie?
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, family and friends have been out here by the lakefront searching for clues all day. Police say she was last seen in this area along South Lake Park Avenue. She was supposedly walking across that bridge you see there behind me towards the lake. Take a look at your screen there. This image was just shared by police. It was just released today. This is the last time she was seen. Police say Linda Brown's car was found parked near 35th Street and Lake Park Avenue. Surveillance video shows Linda getting out of her car around 3 a.m. last Saturday and walking across the pedestrian bridge. From there, police say canines tracked her scent straight towards the lakefront. This morning, family and volunteers have been searching, focusing on 31st Street Beach and the pedestrian bridge. Linda has been missing since Saturday. Family members say she's dealt with mental health challenges but has never disappeared like this before. Her husband says it's been an extremely difficult week for him. He continues urging the public to focus on helping, not speculating.
Just trying to make it. That's all. We got family support, friend support. They've been texting me, helping me. So I'm getting the support I need from friends and family. So I'm just hanging in there trying to find my wife. I'm thankful for everyone helping, support to find my wife. It's great. You know, I wish we had more people to cover more ground, but you know, this is a good start. If you want to come join, please come help.
Family has been spreading the word and sharing this flyer with areas of focus and some tips for those who can help search. Areas include the lakefront, the 35th Street Bridge, Burnham Park, and Lake Park to Cottage Grove. If you'd like to help, we'll have all those details on fox32chicago.com. The family says volunteers will be out here until dusk, and family and crews will be back out here by the lakefront tomorrow morning. Leslie Moreno, Fox Chicago.
Leslie, thank you. Thursday's rain set a record. It was the rainiest January day Chicago's seen in 50 years. Almost 2 inches in a few hours. As you see here, streets were flooded, and Lincoln Square got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, it's where we find Brett Bugansky at Leland and Maplewood. And Brett, you met some neighbors who decided to take matters into their own hands.
That's absolutely right. This place was unrecognizable. Where I'm standing looked more like a lake. Just to give you a point of reference, the water came up right to about this pole. We had a guy who talked about his car being flooded. There was about 6 to 8 inches of water just in the last few hours because there was mud and leaves and debris covering the storm drain. But in the last 2.5 hours, some neighbors came out and started removing all that debris. That's why you see piles right at my feet. Let's go back to the last 24 hours or so. This is some cell phone video from some neighbors in the area. I mean, they described their block looking more like a lake last night. So I met Gustavo Chavez, who shoveled around the storm drain, and then, as you see right here, the water started to recede. He said his family has to do this a lot because leaves and mud tend to block the storm drains around this time of year. After all, the city completes its fall street sweeping cycle, and he said no one from the city comes out to help them, and that's why he and his neighbors have their own solution.
It's always a disaster every time there's a heavy rain, and sometimes the sewer even comes back up sometimes because improper draining in these times.
If you had a message for your alderman, what would you tell him?
Do better, please, because this needs work.
So I reached out to the 47th Ward Alderman Matt Martin's office for an on-camera interview. A spokesperson told me he wasn't available, but his office sent me a statement within the last few minutes saying this is a citywide problem and that he too was unclogging drains and raking leaves around midnight. He said the leaves are falling later in the year, which is why the city needs to make some adjustments. And he says that includes using the Office of Inspector General to audit the city's street sweeping program. So the long-term solution here is adjusting the schedule to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So there's still a lot that you could see right over here, but some neighbors are certainly taking matters into their own hands. We're live in Lincoln Square tonight. Brett Bugansky, Fox Chicago.
All right, Brett, thank you so much. It was rain last night, and then we got our eyes possibly on some snow coming, too. Meteorologist Mark Strell is here with the first check of your forecast. Hey, Mark.
Hey, yeah, we can see a couple of snow showers as we head into the late overnight and early morning hours tomorrow. But you can see those skies have cleared off very nicely here this evening. We've actually enjoyed a little bit of sunshine, so all looking good around our neighborhood here at the moment. But some rainfall could move in again very late overnight tonight. High temperatures today. Well, we made it all the way up to 60 degrees. A little bit deceiving because that came just after midnight. It's been downhill ever since. We're in the 40s now, going into the 30s overnight tonight.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. New at 4 cell phone video captured by the ICE officer accused of fatally shooting a woman in Minneapolis earlier this week. Asher Red reports on what the video shows and the new details it brings to the investigation.
Fox has obtained the cell phone video by the officer who shot Renee Nicole Good. This as protests continued coast to coast Friday, 2 days after the deadly shooting.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
The 37-year-old mother was killed by an ICE officer shortly after dropping her 6-year-old off at school, sparking outrage nationwide.
That violent act did not happen in a vacuum. It happened in a political moment where ICE has been emboldened, shielded from accountability, and unleashed on our communities with impunity.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey pleading for the ongoing investigation to be transparent after the Trump administration denied state and local officials access to the probe.
This is not a time to hide from the facts. This is a time to embrace them.
This as the Department of Homeland Security announced ICE agents have seen an unprecedented increase in vehicular attacks, up a whopping 3,200% over the past year. The Trump administration pointing to the numbers as evidence the ICE agent was acting in self-defense.
If you're that agent, you're at the hood of that car, you don't know who's inside, you don't know what their intentions are, you know that other ICE agents have been rammed or attempted to be rammed before, you did the only thing you can do in that situation. So again, the result was awful, but it was certainly legal.
And although the FBI is leading this investigation, Minneapolis officials are encouraging the public to turn over any evidence that may be relevant, particularly videos. In Minneapolis, Asher Red, Fox 32 Chicago.
There's another shooting with federal immigration officers being investigated right now. This one happened in Portland, Oregon. Here's what happened. Border Patrol agents were trying to stop a car. They say it had undocumented immigrants inside with possible gang connections. According to the agents, the people in the cars tried to run them over, so the agents fired their guns. People who got shot are in the hospital right now.
We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past. That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place.
Oregon's Attorney General is looking into it. He opened an official investigation.
New video shows an argument apparently on the floor of the U.S. House between two Minnesota lawmakers. That exchange was between Representatives Angie Craig and Tom Emmer, the majority whip. You can see Craig and Emmer on the right side of your screen. Representative Craig appears animated, speaking closely with Emmer and gesturing towards him as well. After a few seconds, Craig and Emmer get even closer before someone comes in and pulls Craig away as Emmer gets animated himself. Now, since the deadly shooting yesterday, Representative Emmer has defended the officers involved, while Craig has strongly denounced the agents' actions.
Illinois Democrats want to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Here's what happened today. Illinois Rep. Sean Casten pushed for the impeachment proceedings. He went on the House floor yesterday and said Republicans need to take accountability for that deadly shooting in Minneapolis.
How do we prevent ourselves from descending to their monstrous depths? I'll tell you how. By prosecuting the murderer with the due process that he denied Renee. And by demanding accountability up the entire chain of command. Because our job is not to bear their sins. Our job is to make sure this never, ever happens again.
Then there's another Illinois rep, Robin Kelly. She's writing up actual articles of impeachment against Noem. Kelly's calling her incompetent and a liar. Illinois is suing the Trump administration again.
Well, this time to get access to $1 billion in federal child care funding that administration has blocked. Illinois joining California, Colorado, Minnesota, and also New York in the legal action against the Trump administration this week. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services announced it would freeze funding in those states over alleged concerns about fraud and misuse of the money. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin claims the Trump administration is retaliating against Democratic-led states and that tens of thousands of low-income families in the state will now suffer.
Is there evidence of fraud? No. But there is evidence of the fact that in the last presidential election, our state did not vote for this president, but voted for another candidate. And so now President Trump has said the children must pay the price.
Well, this morning, State Representative LaShawn Ford held a demonstration with families on Chicago's near north side, calling for the funding to return. One parent spoke about the impact child care programs have on her.
The child care system is my village. The center that my child goes to near the pier, they support me in so many different ways. They're my backup plan. They're my plan B when all else fails. When mommy just can't make it happen, they support me. And without them, how am I going to make it?
The Trump administration responded to the lawsuit, saying these Democratic-led states are less focused on reducing fraud and more focused on partisan political stunts.
So tomorrow it's Bears versus Packers, the NFL's oldest rivals, and it's happening right here on Fox Chicago.
Yeah, so this game has all the makings. Cassie Carlson is here with more.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens tomorrow night. It is bound to be another all-timer. They have been all season long. The last 4 meetings between the Bears and Packers have come down to the final play, and tomorrow night may be no different. They split the regular season, and the Bears are urging all fans at Soldier Field to actually be quiet when the offense is on the field. All bets are off when the defense is trying to stop the Packers. Now, the Packers players are not staying quiet about their feelings towards the Bears, saying it would mean a lot to end the Bears season, while the Bears are staying more tight-lipped about the matchup and emphasizing their focus on fundamentals as they go into round 3.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, you get to play your division rival 3 times in the playoffs for all the marbles. You can't write it up any other way than that. So it'll be fun to go out there and play against them again.
The players in the Packers locker room are kind of talking a big game. I don't know if you've heard some of it, but as you enter it knowing it's going to be emotional, how do you keep your mind steady going into Saturday night?
I think for anybody in this locker room, I think for us, we've talked about just doing our 111 and just handling the game how it's supposed to, playing within the rules, and just being physical, being us, playing our brand of football. I don't think any of us are looking into it any more than what it is. It's a football game against the Packers, Saturday night, playoffs, wild card. So we're just trying to go get the win.
Well, Fox Chicago is your destination for the Bears and Packers Saturday. Our coverage begins with Bears Game Day Live at 12:30. NFL doubleheader comes at 3:30. And no matter what happens with the Rams and Panthers, we'll bring you the kickoff of Bears and Packers at 7 o'clock. Then make sure to stay with us after the game for full reaction and analysis. Now, of course, we have plenty more tonight as well. Make sure to come back for the news at 5 for more Bears coverage as we give you the best quotes from Hallis Hall this week in preparation for the Packers and a special 1-hour Chicago Sports Tonight playoff preview from 6 to 7 and 9:30 to 10:30 right here on Fox Chicago, your home of the Bears. Terrence.
All right, Cassie, thank you. Well, the NBA is scrambling to reschedule a Bulls game while issues under the court forced the game to be postponed.
And while Derrick Rose is preparing to have his jersey retired by the Bulls, he is delivering a major surprise to a young fan.
Words have power, the story behind the phrase that is energizing Bears fans this season.
And do you want to go to the Super Bowl next month? Well, it may cost you just a little blood. I hate to even say that. The details coming your way next.
You're watching the home of the...
So here's what happened on Wall Street. Stocks went up today. The Dow and S&P 500 both hit records. Why? Well, December hiring was slow.
Well, this is the first clean read of the job market since the government shutdown in September and shows employers are holding back.
Grady Trimble has the breakdown.
Employers are still hiring, though at a modest pace. The Labor Department says there were 50,000 new jobs created in December. The unemployment rate declined to 4.4%.
The job market may be cooling, but it is by no means collapsing. The economy remains healthy. The economy remains fairly strong, and so therefore it's bright skies ahead.
So which sectors are seeing gains? Bars and restaurants, what the Bureau of Labor Statistics calls food and drink places, with gains of 27,000 jobs. Healthcare and social services saw combined job gains of 38,000. Some experts say these jobs are not as likely to be replaced by automation and AI.
Many jobs are going away and may not come back. You know, the clerical data entry roles, simple customer service positions, those jobs have been replaced with automation and artificial intelligence roles. So there really has been a change in the makeup of the overall workforce.
Even during the busy shopping month of December, the retail sector lost 25,000 jobs. Another data point we're looking at, how many jobs went to native-born workers? 2 million over the last year versus 383,000 added for foreign-born workers. Republicans criticized President Biden for focusing too much on job gains for foreign-born workers. The White House argues the Trump administration's policies are benefiting those born in the U.S. And we should note jobs in October and November were revised down by a combined 76,000 jobs. On Capitol Hill, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
We do have a consumer alert that we need to tell you about. Nearly 75,000 even flow car seats are being voluntarily recalled due to possible safety concerns. Take a really good look at your screen right now because this is what we are talking about. The all-for-one 4-in-1 convertible car seat. The company says when rear facing, the seat's adjustable recline mechanism may shift out of position. The affected products were manufactured between January of 2022 and June of last year. So far, there have been no reports of any injuries. The company says it plans to start mailing out letters to affected owners starting January 26th, offering a free replacement. We are learning more about a major drug bust at O'Hare.
Happened on Monday. They found 22 kilos of cocaine. That's like 48.5 pounds. It was in checked luggage. 2 women from California. A dog sniffed it out. The woman agreed to let them search their bags. Police say one had about 13 kilos on her. The other one had the rest. They're 20 and 27. Both got charged with possession and intent to deliver, also trafficking.
Well, canines also helped police in Lake County arrest a man for possession of child pornography. Canines Gip and also Enzo helped the sheriff's office search a home on Deer Trail Court, finding electronics with dozens of images and also videos. You see the pups right there. They are specially trained to sniff out electronics like phones, USB drives, and hard drives by detecting specific chemical compounds. 72-year-old David Ransdell is now facing multiple felony charges.
So there was a bomb threat at St. Ignatius College Prep in Chicago. Turns out it was fake. It was made by AI. Police say someone sent it overnight, so the cops had to do a whole sweep of the campus late at night, too. And because of that, they canceled classes today just to be safe. They reported the whole thing to the FBI as well.
A combination of warm, rainy weather and indoor humidity making for an odd situation over at the United Center. Last night's Bulls-Miami Heat game was postponed after a nearly 2-hour delay because of condensation on the court. Officials say the Blackhawks hosted a game Wednesday which required a quick turnaround from ice to hardwood playing surfaces. The timing combined with unseasonably warm weather caused the ice rink underneath the hardwood to then melt. The NBA is now working to reschedule the game. A Chicago teen in cancer treatment got a life-changing surprise at school today.
And the person delivering it was a surprise, too. This happened at Simeon Middle. A regular school day. Guest walked in without warning. No hype, no intro. Yes, it was Bulls legend Derrick Rose. Surprise did not stop there. Delvin McGee is 15. He's in treatment for stage 2 lymphoma. D. Rose invited him and his family to travel with the Bulls. This opens up a world that has been very small for him lately. You could see it took Delvin a second to even process what was happening.
I didn't even know that was him at first.
You had to look again?
Yeah, I was like, what, shorty? I mean, a lot of me. I ain't never been out of town.
Wow.
Going out of town now, though, buddy. This is the full road trip, plane, hotel, game night next Friday in Brooklyn. Bulls versus the Nets.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. Let's talk about the forecast. Looking outside right now, Mark, no rain in sight, but we may want to reach back in those closets and get those coats, the hats, everything.
You know, tomorrow we're going to be in the low 30s, which is pretty much normal, but it's going to be a blustery day. So, yeah, I'm going with winter coat tomorrow. All right, this is where the rainfall is that we experienced late last night and early this morning, all pushing away from us. We've actually broken into a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. That's pretty sweet. But we have another system coming our way that will bring us a shot of some rain later on tonight and then some snow showers. Snow showers tomorrow, and we could even have a couple of snow showers during the game. Again, tomorrow night, those temperatures hovering pretty close to the freezing mark, but it will be blustery. We'll have those winds at about 15 to 20 and 25, even some 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Right now, winds not much of a factor at all. They're pretty light, but they will pick up over the next 24 hours. So wind chills, nothing right now, but we will be feeling those chills tomorrow. So tomorrow at the game, temperatures in the 30s. Wind chills could dip down to as cold as 9 degrees during game time. So, yeah, a little bit blustery. Here are your temperatures as they fall as we go through the overnight hours. 41 degrees at 5 o'clock. By 1 a.m., we're into the low to mid-30s. That's where we'll stay during the overnight hours. And again, there could be some precip very late overnight tonight. We warm nicely Monday and Tuesday. We chill as we head towards Thursday of this next week. And then we're kind of off and kind of all over the place over the next 7 to 10 days. But nothing bitterly cold coming our way in the extended forecast. And we'll talk more about that in a moment.
All right, Mark, thank you as always. Your gas bill could be going up again.
Yeah, which company says the increase is needed for safety upgrades? We'll break it down.
Well, tired of tripping on that cracked sidewalk right outside of your home? Well, the city's shared cost sidewalk program is reopening. See what you need to know about it.
And a court annuls a couple's marriage. They determined their vows failed a legal test.
Here come the
Big game tomorrow. How big? Huge. Bears and Packers round 3, and we want to know, what are you willing to give up to see the Bears win tomorrow? Let's go find out. Quick question. What would you give up to see the Bears beat the Packers tomorrow?
What would you like?
What would you like? What would you give up?
Almost anything.
Almost anything?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, bye. Thank you. Bears fans? No. Seahawks? You hesitated a little bit there. What are you willing to give up to see the Bears beat the Packers tomorrow?
A lot of money.
How much money?
Too much.
What would you be willing to give up to see the Bears win tomorrow?
Anything I got to. Like, I give up a pair of my shoes.
What would you be willing to give up to see the Bears beat the Packers tomorrow?
My free CTA card.
Your free CTA card? Mm-hmm. That's good. Bears fan? What would you be willing to give up to see the Bears beat the Packers tomorrow?
I would give up the rights to my firstborn.
Ooh. All right, we got a lot of different answers today. Me personally, I'd be willing to give up coffee for an entire year just to see the Bears beat the Packers tomorrow. Bears and Packers, Fox Chicago. See you then.
It's starting the day with hope. Knowing you're in the right place. Having access to advanced treatments and the most experienced cancer experts. When you're facing cancer, it's not just one thing that makes the difference. It's everything. The big, the small, the unexpected that helps you keep moving forward. Advocate Healthcare. Cancer care that makes the difference.
Temperatures are dropping as winter makes a return.
Your heating costs could be going up. Illinois asked to approve another rate company rate hike.
Congressman Mike Quigley just made it official. He's running for mayor of Chicago.
Quigley made that announcement today. Political reporter Paris Schutz catches us up. Paris?
Yeah, Tia and Terrence, some might say going from the halls of Congress to the 5th floor of City Hall is a promotion. And it's one Congressman Quigley makes official. He is seeking that office, claiming Chicago is in crisis, even more so than the federal government. And it needs a pro-growth, pro-business mayor to turn fortunes around.
First thing we got to do is build, baby, build. And we can't tax our way out of it, but we need to start growing our way out of it. We need a pro-business, pro-development mayor, right? The city's population's down 1 million from what it was the turn of the last century. We can't begin to overcome our financial problems unless we have more people to grow this city.
Now, Quigley joins two others who have officially declared: Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas and entrepreneur Joe Holberg. And Mayor Johnson is still mulling a decision to run for a second term, as others like Comptroller Susana Mendoza and Secretary of State Alexi Janulius are also weighing getting in the race. Now, Quigley served as Cook County Commissioner until 2008 before seeking and retaining this north side seat in the House. He says crime might be down, but residents still don't feel safe enough and that the fix for Chicago's finances will have to require a structural house cleaning of government, a complete rebuild. The biggest long-term threat, of course, pension insolvency, which quickly says will require some level of reform.
Some of this is stuff that's very doable. Consolidating some of the pension funds, that's succeeded elsewhere. But I also think we sit down with our union partners and say, we are facing insolvency. No one can dictate to you what we do and how we do it. And they need to be treated with the respect that they have earned. But if we don't do this together, we're all going to meet in bankruptcy court together. And the fact is, Chicago can't file for bankruptcy.
So here's the thing, Quigley is still running for his current seat in Congress as well. That primary is in March, then the general is in November, then the mayoral election, if he's still in the race at that point, is February of 2027. So lots of elections coming up. A little bit of a headwind here, though, for Quigley. He's a lifelong Chicagoan, Cub fan, Blackhawks fan, and Green Bay Packers fan. Terrence? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Okay, Paris, thank you. We need to talk about hearings that were held today for 3 men who said they were tortured, forced to confess to crimes they did not do. Names are Andre Mosley, Rico Clark, and Devon Showers. They showed up at Cook County Courthouse. Families and supporters came with them. Now, Mosley and Clark are doing more than 50 years for murders, but they say they didn't do it. They say 2 detectives tortured them into confessing. And here's the thing, those same 2 detectives are in a bunch of other lawsuits, all about forced confessions. So the families want the convictions thrown out. That's why they were there today.
People have been fighting for their cases for decades. It's an awful shame, only for after decades to be proven that they were innocent in the first place. So we need the city to do better, and we need our elected officials to take this matter more serious than what they are.
Last July, the city council recommended settling 2 other CPD misconduct cases, also wrongful convictions, for more than $35 million.
An attorney accused of murdering his wife in the South Loop will be extradited back to Illinois. Adam Beckerink is currently serving time in Michigan for separate domestic abuse charges. A Cook County judge issued an arrest warrant in October for first-degree murder. Prosecutors accused Beckerink of throwing his wife, Caitlin Tracy, down the stairwell of a South Loop high-rise in 2024 where he lived. Tracy was 36 years old. The FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information on a suspect who robbed an armored truck. This happened outside of a Chase Bank in Brighton Park back in December. Police say the suspect approached the armored truck and opened fire, hitting the victim in both thighs. The 49-year-old was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The suspect took off in this silver sedan that we showed you a few seconds ago. Anyone with information should certainly contact the FBI.
So another utility company wants to raise your rates this year. Nicor Gas is asking for $221 million. The company says it needs it for safety and reliability, for stuff like upgrades and whatnot. Nicor serves people in the Chicago suburbs and northern Illinois. So if you live there, this affects you. And this is the 6th time they've asked for a rate hike since 2017. Earlier this week, People's Gas did the same thing, asked for $202 million. So it's not just Nicor.
Well, let's take a live look outside right now. Maybe you gave your gas bill a break. That won't be the case come tomorrow as we take a live look at Soldier Field, where we know people will definitely be bundled up. Mark, it sounds like the weather is going to be a little different versus today.
It's going to be a whole lot different than today. We had temperatures in the upper 50s and even 60 degrees early this morning, really just past midnight. So, yeah, a far cry from that. Now, we are in January, and we're going to expect some cold temperatures, but not as brutal as, maybe an ice bowl at 5 or 10 degrees below zero. I think by tomorrow, we're going to see some snow showers around. We're going to have temperatures in the lower 30s around game time, around kickoff time, and very blustery conditions. So it's going to feel more like the teens, maybe even the single digits at times. But tomorrow, we do make it up into the 30s. We will see a little peak of sunshine, but we can have some snow showers all across the board here, especially as we go into the morning and then later on into the evening around game time. So again, it's kind of a wild card weather forecast for the wild card game.
If you live in Chicago and your sidewalk's messed up, listen, the city's got this program called Share Cost Sidewalk. Basically, they help you pay for repairs. Applications open Monday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's first come, first served, so don't wait. They only take as many people as they have money for. You apply by calling 311 or using the 311 app. Either way works. If you get in, you'll get paid around $1,000 to $2,400 for the repairs.
Well, still ahead for January is National Blood Donor Month.
While the campaign brings attention, the need for donors right now is urgent.
A workout, some squats, and NFL player Trevor Lawrence as the wave. See the video that is breaking the internet.
This weekend is all about the melting of the cheeseheads. Where Chicago wins, the rivalry isn't learned, it's inherited. More on the NFL feud born more than 100 years ago.
Update your home for the new year with help from
The Chicago Stars Football Club wants to play at Ryan Field for the next few seasons. That's in Evanston. They put out a statement saying Evanston's the next step for them. They're working toward getting their own stadium eventually. Meanwhile, they just announced they're building a new training center on the North Shore. It's a performance center for the players and opens next year.
Well, this weekend is all about the NFL and its oldest, most intense rivalries.
Bears and Packers are playing again, third time in 6 weeks.
As a Chicago native, this is a beef you are born into, and it started more than 100 years ago in 1921.
So tomorrow night will be the 213th time these two teams have played each other. That's an NFL record. Nobody else has played that many times. And here's the thing, this is only their third playoff game against each other ever. First time was 1941. Bears won 33-14 in the divisional round. They went on to win the championship that year.
In 2010, the Packers defeated the Bears 21-14 in the NFC Championship game en route to a win in Super Bowl 45.
So every time the Bears win, head coach Ben Johnson has this chant. You've probably heard it, good, better, best. But there's another slogan, getting the players hyped.
Yes, another rallying cry echoing through the locker room comes straight from Chicago's culture. It's Chicago.
If you don't know, now you know. It's Chicago. Yeah.
I had to make this official, so I pulled up on Tremaine. We had to let y'all know.
It's Chicago. Yeah.
It's Chicago. This is Chicago. The phrase was created by Chicago native DJ Ferris, who recently spent time with the Bears linebacker Tremaine Edmonds. After fans on social media pointed out the slogan's origins, the phrase traces back to Kanye West. DJ Ferris originally recorded the line as an outro for Kanye's song Cold. Kanye later used it in a remix on another song, and then it just took off to the moon. You know how that goes. Ferris began using This Is Chicago or This Chicago as a signature drop in his DJ set, and it quickly spread through concert events and now professional sports. It's morphed into It's Chicago.
people took it to say it's Chicago. It's actually this Chicago. This Chicago. That's actually what it is, but it's okay. You know, people, they know where it came from. It actually started, I was working with Kanye West. Ooh, being the genius that Kanye was, it was so infectious when I heard it. So I went back and I got my vocals and I took that one part out. So I'm gonna make this my drop. So I started using it on my mixes on Power 92, using it in the club. The first person that used it was Keenan Allen last year from the Chicago Bears. He used that, and it got a big response on social media. It went viral, and my guy Tremaine Edmonds, he picked it up this year. He just ran with it.
DJ Ferris has since trademarked both phrases and is developing a merchandise line, including a collaboration with designer Don C.
So tickets to this weekend's playoff game were pretty expensive, crazy expensive, record highs. But listen, there's a way you can go to the Super Bowl for free. The American Red Cross is doing a raffle free trip to the big game next month in California. All you got to do is donate blood before January 25th.
Which is definitely a good thing to do. Mara Thompson is the Regional Communications Manager for the American Red Cross of Illinois. Thank you so much for your time and joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So January is National Blood Donor Month, and while this promotion is obviously fun, the need is still great right now. Tell us about how much blood is needed and maybe a shortage that's even out there.
Yeah, right now the Red Cross is teetering on a blood shortage. So that means that we could get into a situation where doctors are having to prioritize some patients over others. And we, of course, don't want that to happen. Every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs blood, whether it's a cancer patient, new mother, premature baby. There's so many different reasons why someone could need blood. And so we're encouraging all of those that can to come out, roll up a sleeve, and help save lives by donating blood and making sure that we don't go into that shortage.
Quite a bit of people are afraid of needles, Mara. What can you say to ease their minds maybe and convince them to donate blood?
I was also one of those people that was terrified of needles. I recently became a blood donor just a couple years ago when I started working for the Red Cross. And I can tell you, it is such a simple and easy process. It really is not scary at all. Our phlebotomists are amazing. They take great care of you. And the actual blood donation part is only about 8 to 10 minutes. So it's so quick. If you can just get over that tiny little fear, I promise you, you're going to feel amazing afterwards, knowing that you could have helped save someone's life.
Are there blood types out there that you need most? And then maybe somebody's watching right now, they don't even know what their blood type is. How can they find out?
You don't need to know your blood type in order to make a blood donation with the Red Cross. We will tell you after you donate, after your blood is processed, we'll alert you. So if you want to find out your blood type, it's a great way to do it, is go to donate blood. Right now, we are really in need of O blood, A negative, and B negative. But that being said, we are always in need of all types of blood. So regardless of what blood type you are, we really encourage you to come out and donate.
There are a number of people in the LGBTQ plus community who would love to donate, but believe there's still restrictions. Are those guidelines still a part of the donation process? What can you tell us?
The FDA actually changed those guidelines back in 2023. So there is no longer requirements against certain types of people regarding your sexuality for who can and can't donate. Now we ask the same questionnaire, the same health questionnaire, based on risk assessment for all of those, and it does not matter what your sexual orientation is. So everyone is welcome to come out and donate.
Mara, one of the health concerns in the headlines right now, obviously this flu surge that is all across America right now. Maybe somebody wants to donate, maybe they're not feeling well. Would you suggest to them that they wait until they feel better to donate blood?
Absolutely. So we only want you to come out and donate if you're feeling well, if you're hydrated, if you feel 100%. And that's one of the challenges that we do see in the winter and why we see those numbers dip off and oftentimes get into situations where we're in a shortage, because we know that the flu is on the rise and people can't come out and donate the way they could. So if you are feeling well, that's why we need your help to make sure that we don't go into this shortage.
All right, we have to talk about the partnership with the NFL, the chance to go to the Super Bowl. Tell us more about the prizes.
Absolutely. So this is so exciting. We've partnered now with the NFL for several years, but I know this year might be a little bit more exciting for people in the Chicago area. Obviously, all eyes on the game tomorrow. But if you donate blood between now and January 25th, you will automatically get entered. You don't have to do anything extra for a chance to win 2 tickets and a trip for 2 out to the Super Bowl. It comes with all of the packages. You get to do all of the fun stuff all that weekend. You get a voucher and a gift card to make sure all of your expenses would be taken care of, and you can just have a great time at the game.
All right, you may have somebody that's sold right now, Mara. They may be saying, okay, sign me up. How do I sign up for this? How do I donate? How do they do it?
The best way to find a blood drive near you is to go to redcrossblood.org. All you have to do is type in your zip code and it'll pop up all of the closest blood drives near you, and then you can just sign up easily from there.
All right, Mara Thompson, Regional Communications Manager for American Red Cross of Illinois. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, could your name give you better odds at winning the lottery? One of us in the studio made the list. Find out who next.
All right, and winter returns this weekend. Say it ain't so. Another round of snow. How long will it stick around? Mark has the full forecast right after this break. But first, here's a look at your trip home. Not too shabby, if you ask me. Just a little bit of red out there for a few delays. Otherwise, all green. Get home safely. We'll be right back.
The groundbreaking survival.
All right, so my name didn't make the list, but Mark, your name is number 7 for the overall luckiest names in Illinois. This means you might have greater odds of winning the lotto. Yes, of course, according to a new report from BetUS Casino, it ranked the luckiest names for men and women to hit the jackpot in 2026. Tia, you did not make the list either. The luckiest name is Robert, and I know 2 of them.
Really?
In our newsroom.
Yeah, we do have some Roberts that work here, but I'm happy to know you made the list.
Well, you know, there's really nothing magical about any name, right? It's just that more people named Bob play the lottery, right? More than anything else.
Probably more Bobs.
Yeah, there are more Bobs around, and if you're a Bob, you're more likely, you know, to play the lottery. Right?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll go with that.
That's my statistical analysis from Statistics 101 35 years ago. So, you know, that's all I got for you, except for the weather. Here it is. We'll lay some more stats on you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bust your bubble, Bob. Here's what's going on right now. We've got some clouds that have arrived back over the city. We enjoyed a little bit of sunshine today, especially this afternoon and into the early evening hours, if you will. But the clouds have arrived back across much of the area. Forecast overnight tonight, temperatures not bobbing down all that much. Oh, I didn't mean to do that on purpose. 32 degrees overnight tonight, and we're back up to about 32 to 35 degrees for your daytime high temperatures tomorrow. So tomorrow, actually, a little bit above average. 32 is average. It's still going to be a blustery kind of a raw day because we're going to have winds and we'll have some occasional snow showers as well. Look at the high temperature today, 60 degrees. You probably didn't experience 60 degrees because that came just after midnight early this morning. But you probably did enjoy the 40s. Right now, rooftop cam looking off to the south-southwest. You see the cloud cover there. We're cloudy also at O'Hare. West-southwest winds at a gentle 3. So wind chills, not much. Satellite and radar, clouds pretty much pushing in. I don't think we'll see much clear sky action or much sunshine tomorrow, or at least until Sunday afternoon we can have another shot of seeing some sun. Temperatures right now 44 degrees at O'Hare, 45 at Midway, 44 at the lakefront. It's 38 degrees in DeKalb. Things are pretty quiet after this has moved out. Thanks for cleaning off the leaves out of the street, friends and family members around Chicago, because that was the big problem. You know, we had some early snow, so the leaves that were still in the trees were covered up with the snow. The city, I guess, didn't have a chance to go pick those up, so that's why there's so many leaves still laying around, and that created a lot of problems with up to 2 inches of rain across parts of the area. Tomorrow, some snow showers, temperatures of 35, 32 on Sunday. We'll start out the day on Sunday with some cloud cover, but end up with some sunshine. Sunshine on Monday, temperatures of 41. We're in the 40s again on Tuesday as well before we cool off a bit. So here comes some rain and then some snow showers as we head into your Saturday. A little bit dry during the afternoon and then a couple of snow showers popping through. Again, I don't think we'll see much accumulation, and if we do, it'll be maybe a slushy inch in some areas, mostly on grassy surfaces. Here's your forecast for tonight. We're down to 32. Again, not a far fall. East winds at 5 miles per hour. And not a big tick up tomorrow, up to 35. But it will be blustery. It will be a raw element to tomorrow. Sunshine as we head towards Monday, 41 degrees. We've got some rain returning on Tuesday. And Wednesday, a shot of some showers. Temperatures at 35. Coldest day will be Thursday, and really not all that bitterly cold for January. And then 33 degrees again on Thursday. Stick around. We've got way much more coming up.
The Chicago Wolves take on the Texans.
Welcome back. AI is trending today over an international court order.
Yeah, this couple in the Netherlands got married last spring, but turns out it doesn't count. They had their friend run the ceremony, and their friend used ChatGPT to write the vows. Here's the problem. The AI left out specific phrases the law requires. So a Dutch court said the marriage does not count. ChatGPT apparently went for a lighter tone instead of the exact legal wording. The couple asked if they could at least keep their original wedding date. The judge said absolutely not. All right, so you're at the bar and you see some celebrity or athlete. What would you do? Maybe you ask for an autograph. Maybe you just leave them alone.
Well, that wasn't enough for one Jacksonville Jaguars fan when she met quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Take a look.
But I'm looking upwards at him like, oh my goodness. And he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, you're Trevor Lawrence. And he's like, yeah, I am. And I was like, can I squat you? And he goes, you don't want a picture? I said, no. Can I squat you? And he goes, are you going to drop me? I said, no, sir, I'm strong. I promise.
Just having a good time, I guess. I don't know how else to describe this. I did not think that was going to happen. So, but it was interesting.
I bet it was. Natasha Lane. She definitely delivered the Navy veteran threw the athlete right over her shoulder and indeed did the squats, put him right in front of herself. In case you're keeping score, he's 6'6" and 220 pounds, and it's a good thing that she didn't drop him. He's getting ready to face the Bills in the first round of the playoffs come this Sunday.
Let's all be as brave as Natasha in the new year, right? Lots of us make resolutions. That's the easy part.
But very few, however, stick to them, and a good portion of people ditch them in less than just 2 weeks.
So that's why they call today Quitter's Day. But Madeline Rivera has some advice to help you stick with it.
The start of a new year usually ushers in a new set of goals and a renewed sense of motivation, whether that's spending more time with family and friends, saving more money, or getting more exercise. But the drive that often coincides with the start of January tends to lose steam. Research shows more than 10% of people fail to keep their resolutions before month's end. The tendency to fall off the bandwagon is so common that the second Friday has unofficially been coined Quitter's Day, after the fitness app Strava witnessed a drop in user activity.
Just start. It's the hardest thing you'll probably do when joining a gym or when starting this process.
About 79% of Americans who make resolutions say they're focused on their health, but many of us need help to maintain that focus. Gym owner Stephen Pazzanante suggests hiring a trainer to stay on track.
Get somebody to help you along that way. You're paying to skip the process. You're paying for the information.
But fitness rarely comes without healthy diet changes. New dietary guidelines are emphasizing protein and full-fat dairy while advising people to avoid sugar and highly processed foods.
About 50% of the calories that our children eat are ultra-processed food or highly refined carbohydrates, and it's literally poisoning them.
Some health experts have concerns, saying consuming more saturated fats from dairy and meat could increase cholesterol. Pazzanante has a tip when shopping for groceries.
Just hit the edges of the grocery store and get on out right before you start blowing $300 on Eggos.
Health experts suggest breaking down your goals into smaller steps to make them more achievable, or regrouping and taking another approach if one method is not working. Making sure you have support can help too. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Thanks for watching the news at 4.
Here's what we have tonight on the news at 5. We are a little more than 24 hours away from the Bears' first post-game season in years, and everyone is already holding their breath.
Historic rain in Chicago turned roads into rivers. People in Lincoln Square said they had to fend for themselves.
We are live in Minneapolis with a new video showing the moments before an ice